today. Thank you for being here. My name is LaTecia Yarbrough. I am founder of iRise Wellness, and we are going to be talking about investment mindset and what that looks like to have an investment mindset.
Yes, does
Um,
not know me that's on this call. My name is Terrione Francis. Uh, let's see. I can go a lot of things, but one, I believe in interactive conversations first. Uh, for anybody that's on the call, just be ready. Like I see Damari dropping his hand, Eliza dropping his hand. Just be prepared to drop some dollar signs emojis because we're gonna be talking about money. So drop the dollar signs in there and drop the gems in there because I'm gonna be dropping gems in here. But just a quick thing about me. My name is Terrione Francis. I'm from Paris, California. I was born and raised in a single parent household. I'm the oldest of 5 children on my mother's side. Was raised in a low income housing area, a kind of a rough upbringing, seen a lot of things I probably shouldn't have seen growing up. Uh, and also being the oldest, I believe that, I kind of matured a lot faster than I was kind of intended on, with my mom really working a lot of the time. And then,
mhm.
my brothers being at home, I kind of had to step up and be that leader for my brothers and sisters and kind of mature a lot faster.
Yeah.
Um, that was something that's a little bit about me. And then, kind of when I got older, I was fortunate enough to kind of speak up and say that I wanted to go to college. And, I luckily got in because I wasn't on track to, but I was able to kind of go to, uh, what was it, San Jacinto, a community college, to get some college credits to help me, go through the A through G requirements and make sure I can make it to college. And that's when I went to Cal State San Bernardino and I got my bachelor's in computer engineering.
Wonderful.
That's
Hey,
it.
D. Hey,
And I see the
Bree.
dollar signs in there. I see the dollar signs in there. What's up, guys?
Yeah. So I think my next question for you is, what have you built for yourself using an investment mindset?
I mean, this is my thing, right? So one thing is like being an investor or just having an investment mindset. One is just a whole different mindset in itself. It's one of growth and strengths. It's a mindset that leads to positive progression and living. And so for me, like what I've built overall in my time, as I've been able to put my family in a house for the first time at the age of 24. I was able to build a network of individuals who got my back and will invest with me. Some
Hmm.
of my friends on this call, even you, TC, have told me, hey, let's go on in a house or one of your investments. And so, like,
Yeah.
I've built that network up. I was able to assist 2 of my friends, so you and my
Hmm.
other best friend, Davion, on purchasing their first homes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. So how many homes do you own, and how old are you for people out here?
Okay, so I'm 29. I currently have 3 homes,
Hmm.
and I'm looking at purchasing my 4th home sometime in July by my birthday. So I'll be turning 30 this year. And the only,
Woo!
3-0 club, 3-0 club. But the only thing I really want for my birthday is to close on a house. That's what I want
Oh,
to do.
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And can you like talk about the process of how you got there? Like, how are you able to purchase a home, put your family in a home?
So it was something I've always wanted to do, right? Growing up where I grew up at, we lived in like townhomes, apartments. Should we even stayed in a mobile home for a long time? It was like 12 of us in like a 4 bedroom. So it was just, I was never really comfortable with my living situation growing up.
Hmm.
And, like as a child, it's a living arrangement. It's a living situation. It's not,
Yeah.
we don't have control over that. And so when I
Hmm.
got older, it was like, this is what I want. Like, I want my family to have a house and we can say that that is our house and we can live in it. And, what I'm saying? No one can come to us and say, we're going to kick you out of our house. So, hey, after I graduated college, I was lucky and fortunate to have a really nice job.
Hmm.
And, it wasn't the greatest. It was very stressful. It took a lot of my time away. But I got I got interested in having this investment mindset and just really just wanting to grow something for myself. And
Yeah.
so put some money to the side and just kept pushing at it, kept picking at it, and eventually, I was able to get there.
Okay. So what does your investment portfolio look like?
All right, so my investment portfolio currently has about 3 single family homes. I'll be
Hmm.
looking into going into the multifamily space coming soon. But
Hmm.
right now, just 3 single family homes. They're valued at about $900,000. So I know I said about a mil. I'm close. The next
You
house is gonna
close.
put me at the $1 million mark. And then I also have a stock portfolio worth over $200,000. Um, I,
Yes.
I got a couple of REITs that I invest into, and then I also have my 401k, and that's just for me to kind of avoid some taxes. So
Yeah. So can you talk about like where do people start when they're thinking about investments?
okay,
Like,
so no, I got
where's
you.
the
I got you.
starting point?
So first, I think we need to talk about what is investing, and then what is the investing mindset, right? And
Yeah.
so, what is investing? What is the investment mindset? It's thinking, it's planning, and then executing that plan to improve your future and others, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about money. It's not related to just money, dollars, and cents, but rather just valuing and investing your time to improve your skills.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's right there. That's the mindset. Right. And I think a lot of us, especially in this new age that we're in right now, we talk about, we watch videos, watch YouTube videos. We'll see these investment gurus or real estate gurus, and they'll tell us, the XYZ step to get to where they got to. And, some of
Mm-hmm.
us might try to go out and implement those things, but have not had success.
Yeah.
And what I think it's the mindset first, just understanding why we think the way we think.
Mm-hmm. So what was your mindset before you got into investing, and how did you change that mindset?
So my mindset before that, and I'll give you guys a little bit of rundown. So when I was in college, I'm gonna tell you I got that financial aid. That financial aid used to hit for your boy. And one of the dumbest mistakes I still will say to this day that I made was I remember my first financial aid check, and I went and bought 7 or 8 of the same shoe in different colors. So this tells you my mindset, right? I was trying to be popping. I wanted to be out there. I wanted people to see my shoes. I wanted people to see what I was wearing. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm going to spend my extra little financial little wop on. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. And so I was more of a spend it kind of person. You got it, spend it. You got it, ball out, spend it.
Yeah.
And so some of the things that kind of like helped me transition out of that is just kind of understanding what I wanted for myself in the future.
Yeah. And what did you want?
What I wanted in the future, we'll get there. Hold on, we'll get there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I got a couple things for you, so we'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll say my mindset before was I was making decisions based on an immediate gratification,
Ooh.
right? And so some of you guys on this call, how many of you guys have went to the store and was like, oh, I see those shoes or that purse or that item is
Yep.
here. They got it. They got it. I gotta have it. I got to
Liza
have it
said,
today.
keep it real.
I gotta
Yep.
have it, right? And so that's making a decision based on an immediate gratification, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think we've all been in the other space where we've been somewhere and we've seen something and we thought about it and we was like, but what is it going to do for me right now, right? If I get it now, I won't
Mm-hmm.
even be able to use it. It's not going to benefit me. I might not even need it tomorrow, and then you didn't get it, right? And so
Yep.
that is the mindset of an investor, right? You're taking it, you're critically thinking about, do I need this? Yeah, it's something I wanted, but do I need it? Can I use it? Is it useful to me?
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the things that I was thinking about, or those are some of the things that I was doing beforehand. And then now, again, some of the new things that we're doing is just taking our time and making decisions and really making those those executive decisions.
Ooh. Talk more
Yes.
about this executive decision.
So you just got to be aware. And so once you're aware that you got to question it, because something like I say, we'll use other people, we'll use our friends. Hey, do I need to get this? Okay, that person validated it for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with it.
Yep.
But the making decision should not be based off of something I just want or I just need it right now or somebody else has it. But it just needs to be about how you will benefit from it. It's not, is it only for the moment, or is it going to be something worth it? Like, is this going to be worth something in the future?
Okay.
Benjamin Franklin said this once. He said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. If
Ooh.
that resonates with you guys, go ahead and drop a dollar sign in that one right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you like them blue Benjamin Franklins, drop a dollar sign down there, because you got to invest up here first before you can just go out and just start experiencing the world.
So I know we have different conversations about
Mm-hmm.
investments, and you talk about the benefit of taking risk.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk more about that?
So I'll say this. It's never easy. It's
Mm,
definitely scary,
yeah.
right? The first time I invested in a stock, I wasn't sure. I probably contemplated it for 2 years,
Mm.
right? Should I do it? What do I do? How do I do it? What's the plan? All those different things. So like taking a risk, it's all about risk reward. You got to balance it, right? With high risk comes high reward. With
Mm-hmm.
lower risk comes a little bit of lower reward. And so for people who want to have an investment mindset, or at least practice it, first and foremost, you want to try it with some of the things that are low risk. And
What would those things be?
we can go into detail a little bit, but I'll say a
Mm-hmm.
couple of them right now. So low risk things. I'll tell you for sure what's not low risk is saving your money. That that's a bad risk altogether. But low risk is like investing in small vehicles that give you a little bit of return back on your investment. So things like cash and commodities. So investing in cash and commodities or bonds and securities. Those are some of the kind of lower, safer investment vehicles that you can jump
Yeah.
into.
Can you break it down for us? Why is saving and just putting in your savings like a bad move? Like, and what is these commodities? Can you break it down for the people?
Yeah, well, let's first start off with this, right? What are some things that people on this call are already doing that is like an investor, right? What are some of the things that you guys are doing out there? Which I got out there. Hey, Lakey, I see you in here, but what are some things that you guys think that you guys do in your everyday life that fits into an investment mindset?
Mm,
Let's see what you guys got real quick.
stocks.
Stocks, yes.
Yep.
Hey, Margarita stocks, Robinhood,
Yep.
same thing. Okay,
Robinhood. Yep. Great
okay,
app.
okay. So outside of investing in stocks and stuff like that, but think of other things like that, right? So think about your education, right? When we went to college, right? When you go to
Mm-hmm.
college, you don't get your paper as soon as you get in there. As soon as you pay them, here you go, here's the money. And they're like, oh, here's the paper. There you guys go. Now I can go get me a job, right? No, like
Mm-hmm.
you gotta like you put the money up front and you are working towards something. And that is
Correct.
that investment mindset. The light at the end of the tunnel, that metaphor. That is what that mindset is. So, not just college, but like a trade school, or maybe if you just jumped on the internet and just looked on YouTube University to kind of learn something. If you're developing your own personal development or your own character development, like you have to start somewhere and you have an expectation of where you're going to go. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the investment mindset because
Yeah.
everything in between is what you have to fill in. And that's the hard work.
Yep. So some other people put real estate, 401k.
Hmm.
Yep. Those are
Yeah,
great
those are
investments.
great vehicles to go into to have that investment mindset for sure. And then let's kind of talk about a little bit like why is it important to have an investment mindset, right? Tell me, like you guys, why is it important to have it? Like, what is your main goal for having an investment mindset, or at least being interested somewhat in an investment mindset? Because I'll tell you guys what it was for me.
I mean, I know what it was for me is I want to create generational wealth.
Woo! You hit it on the nose. So that's
Yeah.
one of the main points that I have here, right? Why is it so important to have an investment mindset? It's to build generational wealth. And what are you doing by having generational wealth, right? You're taking control of your future by having an investment mindset. You leaving a legacy for your family and loved ones, right?
Yes.
It's better because you can afford things.
Yeah.
I love going to a store and they say, tell me what the price is. I say, I want that. Give it to me.
Yeah.
That feeling is great, and so
Or not even looking at the price, right?
yeah, yeah,
Or
don't even have to
yeah.
look at the price, right? The world runs on currency, and that is the new knowledge. The more currency you can achieve, that is your knowledge. So we have to make sure that we're getting hip to that and working for your cash is only one aspect of it,
One
right? And so
vehicle.
yeah, exactly. So last but not least, you can also just make an impact on your community and other passionate areas that you have. So having that investment mindset, you can help your community out, or help the homeless, or things like that. That's going to assist you having this mindset. So I got a question for everybody, right? So I got some stats out here for everybody. If an emergency happened today, how
Mm-hmm.
much money could you pull out to handle it?
If an emergency happened today,
Stability of wealth. I
um,
see some questions in inflation. Okay, Eliza, you know your stuff
yes.
right now. Y'all learning the terminology. Uh, Tiffany's talking about right now. Working for anyone else. We're getting off the rat race. Yes, the rat race. We
Yes,
got
the
to get
rat
up out of
race
that.
is for real.
right? And so,
because
oh, go ahead.
you're only making somebody else rich, right?
And so that's one thing I did want to talk about, and we'll get there too, because sometimes we can be the cash cows ourselves, right?
Mm.
Once we get into that credit card debt, we have become a vehicle for someone else to get rich off of us. And I don't know if everybody like kind of understands that. So when I started diving into credit cards more, it got crazy for me. But I did want to still throw my stat out there. So 60% of people cannot pay for a $500 unexpected expense.
Mm.
So you get 10 people,
60%?
60% of people cannot pay for a $500 expense. So if emergency happened and it cost you more than $500, 50% of people just cannot, they can't handle that. They're gonna go into debt for that, right? Also, 58% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings account.
Oh, wow.
Yes, right. Like so, like these stats are like it's crazy. So, but with that being said, there's three categories that you fit into, and most of the time we're in all three. But to have an investment mindset, like you want to focus on the investment one. So here's the three different categories that we all fit into, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're either a spender, and a
Mm-hmm.
spender is somebody that you work and you spend what you earn, right?
Yep.
I got paid $1,000. I spent like $950 this week on all the things, my bills, my shoes, whatever I was spending it on. The second category is savers. These are people that are really good at, working. And I got $900, but I put 200 up this month, put 200 up this month, put 200 up this month. And then you have investors. And these people, they understand how to make money, how to control it, and then how to use it to build a world that you want for your family, right?
Yeah.
And so at any given time, we are going to be in all three, right? We're all spenders, we're all savers, but we want to focus our time in the investment category. And so when it comes to investment, nothing will pay more than educating yourself. So we got to start there first. Education is first. So do the necessary research and analysis before making any investment decisions. Like that's the first thing that we have to do. And then from there, then you kind of got to just, how does it apply to me? Right. So when I look at some of these other investor gurus that talk about things, they're like, it's like a swinging pendulum. They're going from one end to the other end. And a lot of people get scared. I got scared in the beginning. I was like, man, and I'm sure some of you guys have heard this, the Starbucks pitch where they're like, how much money do you spend on Starbucks?
Yeah.
If you spend $5 a day on Starbucks, if you add that across every day, you would save this much money. And then how I take that though, sometimes is like, oh, so I can't drink Starbucks? So you telling me I can't drink Starbucks if I can't become rich if I don't stop drinking Starbucks, right? And so I think a lot of people, we get into this that it has to be all or nothing kind of thing, but we can live in the middle ground where I can spend a little here and then I'm investing a little there. And I think it's important to kind of talk about that space because we don't talk about that space. And I'm trying to get very comfortable here. And so the whole Starbucks example of, oh, don't spend your money on Starbucks, save it and you can put it in somewhere else. It's not about drinking Starbucks. It's about understanding where your money goes and critically thinking about those decisions, right? Is Starbucks something I need every day, right? If Starbucks was something you needed to get out of bed, then it's kind of an investment. But if you can go without it, then it's kind of like, you probably should cut that, right? And so that's where that executive decisions come in and making those choices, right? You got to, could I go without a coffee today, right? Or maybe even just reducing it. Hey, I buy coffee every day, 5 days out of the week. What if I switch it up to maybe 2, maybe 3, right? And then how much could I save there? And then I can use the additional that I'm saving and invest that somewhere. And so having that investment mindset isn't having all or nothing. It's all about finding that happy medium and what works for you. And so I got a couple of steps that can help people just kind of navigate that space a little bit better. And so it's scheduling time to actually do it. And what I mean by do it, it's, think and look at your finances. You got to schedule time to do that. If you're not scheduling time to review your finances, then you like those memes that we see, right? You spend all your money and then you scared to look at your bank account. Like terrified. You're like, I'm just hoping it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Right?
Or before you go and get a meal, you're like, let me check my bank account first.
Let me scrolling through the app. Let me moving from the check-ins, from the savings to the check-ins,
Check-ins.
all that stuff. Again, it does not have to be all or nothing. You know, you got to find things that, you know, that you really like, and don't waver on those. One of the things that I love is shoes. I still spend on
Mm-hmm.
shoes. Yes, I'm an investor, but I still like buying shoes. But there's a
Mm-hmm.
caveat to how I buy shoes, and I'll talk about that a little bit better. But another step is balancing your short-term wants with your long-term plan, right? So you got to
Mm.
have, you know, there's all these short-term things that we want, right? Like I want some new shoes, or I want that new T-shirt, or that new shirt that just dropped. But I have to balance it versus my long-term plan. Is it something that's going to help benefit me, or is it benefiting someone else? If not,
Yeah.
do I need to get it, or can I wait on it, right?
Yeah.
So that's another way that we can really practice this. And then again, just understanding how you tick and feed it, right? So again, how I feed mine is that I love shoes, but I'm not just going to go out and spend all my money on shoes. What I do is I set milestones for myself. So I'll say, hey, I need to save or invest X amount of dollars. Once I hit that goal, then I can reward myself with my guilty pleasure or what I want,
Mm.
right?
Yeah,
And
I love that.
so a couple of things that this helps you with, right? It helps trigger that dopamine effect for something that is not immediate, right? A lot of us,
Yeah.
we live in a world where it's immediate gratification. I can order something off Amazon and it'll be here tomorrow, or be here
Yep.
the next day, right? I
Mm-hmm.
can I can call somebody via FaceTime in Germany, and they better pick up when I call them, because I need that instant gratification.
Correct.
We are feeding our minds this daily. We also need to feed the other spectrum of it, that not everything is going to come immediately. There's things that you're going to work for, and
Yeah.
there's also a benefit to that. Because if you don't get that dopamine feeling, then you're not going to feel like it's worth it. And so
Correct.
that's why I set myself up with like a reward system. Hey, save up 5 grand. If I save up 5 grand, I can go get some new shoes. Then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm more inclined because I really want those shoes. I love shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so you got to find what makes you tick.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else we got in here. So I got another question for you guys. So what do you guys think is the average amount of American consumer debt? How much debt
Woo!
do you think Americans have as consumer debt? Not car debt, not housing debt, just debt from just buying things. Give me a
Sipping my
number.
tea.
Give me a number. What you guys got?
Sipping my tea. Yes, preach.
Someone drop it. Someone drop what they think. Someone drop what they think. How much do on average do every American has in debt?
Let me say, uh,
Okay, Margarita said 50K. 50K.
50K.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think like 120
Ooh, oh, bonus. That's a little steep. So I
or
think
80
the
or
more
80. I don't know. I have
okay,
no
so
idea.
what I mean by consumer debt, this is just debt of just random finances, right? So we're not considering their car, we're not considering the house debt, we're not considering student loans.
Oh,
But so
okay.
yeah,
Well,
so
that's
we're gonna
fine.
we're
Okay.
gonna switch
So
that
I
out. We're gonna
say
switch
I
it up.
say okay, I'll do 10 grand.
Okay. And so Demare was a little bit closer. It's about 12 grand. So on average,
Okay.
every American has about $12,000 in debt of just random things,
Mm.
right? And so we got to get a handle of these things, right? Like
Yeah.
$12,000 more, that's a lot of money. And two, like it should be smarter debt that we have. I don't think debt is a bad thing. It's just need to have a smarter debt. And so I got six, I think it's 6 steps. Let's see, make sure. Yeah, I got 6 steps that you guys can put into action today that will help assist you with an investment mindset, because that's where you have to start off first. You got to start off
All
on the
right.
mindset.
I'm
Once the
writing it
mindset,
down.
okay, once the mindset is passed, then you can go ahead and start doing all the other things. So, step one is have a financial plan in place. Get a basic budget and a basic budget tracker, and then set goals for yourself. Start that. You just
Um,
start there. You can go on Google and type in an Excel budgeter. You know, a basic Excel budgeter that you can track your expenses every month. Secondly, is have a plan for your saved income and stick to your plan, right? So
mm,
if you're going to be saving money up for the side, you gotta have a plan for that. What am I going to do with that? Am I going to throw it in the stock market? What about real estate? You know, what
mm-hmm.
vehicle am I going to try and put it into? And you have to try and figure out what that vehicle is and have a plan for it. That way you can hold yourself accountable. Step three, this money that we're talking about that you're putting down or you're putting up to the side, or, you know, saving up for it, you can't bring your emotions with that money. You
Ooh.
just can't.
Say that again.
So when you're having an investment mindset, when you're investing this money, you cannot bring your emotions with you, right? You got to leave your emotions at the door. If you lead with your emotions with money, you're going to always be making random decisions, just,
Mm-hmm.
based off the media, based off the market. You got to understand what it is that you want to invest in, and don't let everyone else kind of, sway your emotions. Just don't attach your
Mm-hmm.
emotions to the money. How I like to look at it is when I invest into the stock market or into a house, that money's that money's gone. I'm not expecting that money
Yeah.
back. It's gone. So the next step, the fourth step, is just focus on the big picture, and the big picture is your goals and your boundaries, right? You got to set boundaries for yourself. We talk about
Yeah.
setting goals, but we got to talk about setting boundaries as well, right? What are
Mm-hmm.
you not going to spend your money on? What are you not going to spend this extra money on? And it's
Mm-hmm.
not extra money, it's investment money. So you got to have goals and boundaries. The fifth step is be open to talking about money in new spaces.
Mm.
Growing up, I learned that my family don't talk about money.
Same.
They just don't. They
Yeah.
talk about their hardships. They talk about all the things, but we're not talking about money. And so in
Mm-hmm.
my friend group, I started to really just incorporate finances. Hey, hey, I'm
Yes,
struggling a little bit.
discipline.
Yeah, what are you struggling with? What is the money? How is money working? How much you making? Things like that. So like even at my job, they tell you, oh, don't tell people what you're making. I'm very transparent about my salary. I'm very
Yeah.
transparent about what I have on my portfolios, because I want people to know what I have to bring to the table, and then they can ask me questions, right? I remember one time
Yeah.
somebody said something. They was like, "Oh yeah, I own, a multifamily apartment," and I was like, "How did you do that? How did you,
Yep.
purchase that?" Like you can start asking
Mm-hmm.
those questions. So we got to incorporate talking about the money. You got to talk about the
Yep.
money. So that's step 5, and then the last step is just follow your plan, not the media. Right? The media
Mm.
will tell you things. I'll give you an example right now. The media still to this day is telling us, "Hey, we're up in the air with this cryptocurrency stuff. Cryptocurrency, it's up in the air. It's up in the air." But in the background, a lot of things that are happening. There's policies are being made, decisions are being made in big corporations where they're
Mm-hmm.
incorporating this into their numbers, into their bottom line, right?
Yep.
But if we follow the media, most people are like, "Hey, I'm just going to stay out of this. I'm going to stay out of this," and then everyone else is making millions of dollars, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
big corporations are making millions of dollars, and they're spinning this narrative so that they can get in before you and I get in, and they can make all the money. Let's be
Yep.
real. And
Of
so don't
course.
follow the media. We cannot follow the media. You got to follow your plan, and do that work on the inside, that the education. So if there's something that you want as a vehicle to put money into, don't go watching the news. Like, go research that. Go find people that are
Yep.
doing that, right? Because it's the moment you follow the news, you're losing already there. And so another stat I got for you guys: 1 in 4 Americans admit that they do not pay their bills on time.
Ooh.
Right? And that sometimes impacts your credit. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
these things are important. And so I want to kind of switch over to some of the frequently talked about investment vehicles. And so what I mean
Yeah.
by investment vehicle is just that, like, you put money into it and it's going to run for you. It's going to run for you
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to attract more money, right? So
Okay.
cash and commodities. So you can invest in gold, silver, things like that. They fluctuate a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
it's not as safe as other things, and it's not as rewarding as you want to think. They have bonds and securities. So
Yeah.
bonds and securities are currently on average giving you about a 1 to 2% return, which is really just keeping up with inflation. So yeah, it's okay, but that's just for you to keep your money at an even level. And so what I mean by inflation is that if you have $100 put up in a bank account today, next
Mm-hmm.
year, this same date, that $100 will be worth $98. And this
Correct.
is why it's not good to be a saver. You are losing money just by throwing your money in the bank account. And if you don't realize, you're actually a cash cow for the bank by putting your
Yep.
money and saving it, right? When you have credit cards, you're a cash cow for them. Well, when you're paying interest on credit cards, not when you have credit
Correct.
cards. And
Yes.
then also, when you are just saving your money with them, you are a cash cow for them, because what they're doing is they're taking your money and they're
And
giving
they're
it to
investing
somebody
it.
else, and they're investing in it.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm gonna give this money to so and so, and I'm gonna tell you to give me a 10% return back, but I'm only giving TC 0.1%. Like
Oh.
they eating over there, so it's the finesse. Um, Also investment funds, the stock market,
Yep.
retirement plans, 401ks, things like
Correct.
that, Roth
iRise.
IRAs, and then real estate. And so those are some of the bigger, main vehicles. The ones
Mm-hmm.
that I'm in myself is real estate, the stock market, and retirement plans. So those are the three that I currently invest in.
Perfect. So we are getting close to time,
Hmm.
and I want you to close us out with a day in your life looks like when you're thinking about an investment mindset. How do you start your day? What are some of the things that you listen to? Who do you follow that people can kind of tune into as they move forward when they're thinking about an investment mindset?
Okay, so first things first, I take care of my temple first. So when I wake up,
Mm,
I look in the mirror and I have morning affirmations. I'm going to go out and get it. I'm going to find a great deal today. I'm going to find a great investment today. These are the things that I'm telling myself. Um,
mm-hmm.
Starting off there, right? And then I get my day started, go to work with some food. On my way to work, I'm sometimes listening to a podcast or a YouTube video. And if I'm listening to a podcast or a YouTube video, I'm listening to, let's see, who's a couple people that I listen to. What's his name? Graham Stephan. It's this dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dope dude. His name is Graham Stephan. There's this other black guy. He puts on a lot of black people, a lot of people of color onto his channel. Can't remember his name. Oh, I need to plug him. I should pull up my YouTube and try and pull them up because it's usually on my YouTube or my podcast channel.
Yeah. There's someone else that
Oh, hello.
someone
I'm
else,
sorry.
yeah, there's someone else on here that asks what stocks are you're into.
Oh, okay. Can you guys see me? I'm frozen on my phone.
Yeah, you're frozen, but we can hear you.
Okay. I don't know what the hell happened. See if I can jump back into this. So the stocks that I'm currently in, for Eliza, I'm currently in Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also currently in what is that company? Salesforce. I'm in Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of I should pull my stock portfolio up. I have Amazon stocks as well.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I do have some what is that stock called? I have some Target stock as well.
Oh
Those,
yeah,
those
me
those ones are
too.
very consistent. They're very consistent.
Mm-hmm.
They don't build a lot of money, but in 30 years they'll consistently have gone up. So right now, those are the main four ones that I'm in. I'm also looking into some medical stocks right now, as well as some of the cannabis stocks that they have.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So some of the folks, I think Antoine said ET question mark.
Hmm.
I don't know
Oh,
what that
do I
stands
watch
for.
ET? So yeah, no, ET's dope. No, as like a motivational speaker to keep you going, keep you moving. No, ET is definitely dope. He's somebody that I watch. Demaria said it. Prince Donnell is up there. There's a YouTube channel called Minority Mindsets. There's also Minority Mindset is one of the other ones that I also listen to. And this is kind of like speaking from a minority's perspective. Those are some dope channels that I talk to, that I watch on a day-to-day basis. And then I also, since most of my investments are in real estate, I
Yeah.
put in I really watch a lot of or listen to a lot of podcasts around real estate. And I'm on Bigger Pockets. So Bigger Pockets is definitely a great resource for anybody getting into the real estate field. And I'm also I've been reading this book over and over because you got to beat it into you sometimes. And it's
Mm-hmm.
The Millionaire Real Estate Investor. And so that's another book that I'm
Mm,
currently reading as well. Let's see, someone else said
awesome.
something as well. How much would you say, if any money, is needed to start investing into real estate? What's your strategy?
Ooh.
So no money is not always your own money is not needed. You can always use other people's money. But a couple of
Yep.
things that I learned in investing into real estate. So one, having good credit helps. Helps. So take care of your credit. Don't pay interest on credit. And so what happened for me is that I didn't have to go with an FHA loan. FHA loan lets you put 3% down, but because my credit was so good, I had to come with 3.5% down, and that's it
Mm-hmm.
for my
Yeah.
first house. And I didn't even use a FHA loan. It was a conventional loan at 3.5%. And so I believe on my first house, I think I dropped like $22,000 on it, and that was it. Like you guys can save up, $22,000. And so So I started with that, and then I started learning things about, more things as I go through the process. And so when I got to my second property, you have to make a determination. Once you're already on one property, is this new property going to be your primary residence, or is it a rental property? And what is the difference? Well, if you utilize it as your primary residence, then you have to you can come in with the 3% down or 3.5% down, or ranging between 3.5% and 5%. But if you use it as a rental property, you automatically have to come with 25% down, which means you have to put way more money down. So it's better to make it your residential home. Now, here's a problem. If you're getting multiple properties, you can't make them all your residence.
Your residence.
Right. And so one of the things that I do is I buy houses with my friends. That's it. Like, I buy houses with my friends, and I put them, and I say, this is the primary person on the house, and this is their primary address. So now we only have to put 3.5% down, right? It's the same thing that just happened with this property I just purchased, right? I bought a house a townhouse in Texas, but I already have a home in California that is my primary address. And if I switch it, I would have to change my insurance. It changes a lot of different things, and I don't want to switch it. So I'm leaving that as my primary address. And my best friend, he was like, I currently don't have a place as my primary address. What can we use? And I was like, okay, well, let's go buy this house in Texas. He's coming to Texas with me, so let's buy this house together. And let's use your name as the primary address. That way we only have to come with 3.5% down and not 20% down.
Correct.
And so that's the difference in that, is that what this house is going to cost me about maybe $25K versus like $60,000.
Yep.
Right. I can save up $25,000. It's going to take me a lot longer to save up 60 bands. I need a whole lot more friends to make sure we can get to 60 bands. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
And so understanding some of these like bolts and crannies kind of helps me, Margarita, as well as my strategy when I acquire these properties. My strategy is to utilize the buy and hold method. And so I'm banking on appreciation on this property, as well as utilizing people to help pay down the principal. So my place in Las Vegas, I have a family staying in there. It's a 3-bedroom townhouse. They are paying my mortgage is like $1,500. It's really $13. So it's really $1,300. The tenants are paying $1,500. So they're covering the mortgage, and they're paying for the the management company that manages it. So I don't even have to touch the house. Don't touch it at all. A management company manages it. And so the rent is paying for the management company and the mortgage. It's also a brand new home, so I don't have to put a lot of money up to the side for anything that needs to get fixed. So I can put all that money back into the house in terms of paying the mortgage down. So as that family is paying my mortgage down, as time goes on and the value of the home is going up, I'm getting that gap between which is your equity. I'm getting that bigger and making that bigger and making that bigger, right? And then once you get to a certain percentage in your equity, you can actually borrow against that and not have to use your own money. And so, so you got to get the hints out there. So my place in California, it has more than 20% equity in it right now. And what had happened was when I bought it in 2017, it was worth about $360,000. It's currently valued about $430 now. So it almost jumped $100K, and then the principal is also being paid at the same time.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So what I could do if I wanted to, without touching any of the coin that I got put up, I could borrow against the equity in that home, which is the gap, right? The gap is that $430 versus how much I owe, which I think how much I owe right now is like $320. So it's about $100K gap right there. I could pull out $100K in equity in my house and take that and go buy another house.
Yeah.
Right. And so the main reason why I'm doing that is because I'm in debt, but the money I'm getting back is called cash flow, and that's what I want. Right. That cash flow that's coming in. So the mortgage is getting paid, and so what cash flow is?
So it looks like we're having some internet issues, and that's totally fine. I'm going to close us out here. And if you have any questions, if you can put it in the chat in the comment section, and maybe we'll pick this conversation up with Terry because I think that he has some great little gems to share with us, and to share his knowledge. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope you enjoyed this conversation.